and welcome back to my channel. So I have another Sims 4 speed build for you today, and I focused on using the new Desert Luxe kit that we just got last week. And if you're not already aware, you can get that pack for free so long as you already have the Sims 4 base game. So be sure to check that out and download it. It's free content, I guess, unless you really just hate everything in the pack. But that's totally up to you. I love free content. I will take anything I can get. Basically, like, I will take it. So be sure to check that out. And I just really wanted this to be a really nice, luxurious space. I wanted to kind of focus on the outside and make sure we have this really cool entertaining space. And I try to do something a little bit different here with the pool. You can see me messing around a lot with it. I had originally wanted to, I knew I wanted it to be a lower level than the rest of the house. And the next thing is I thought I wanted to use that like see-through clear glass foundation so that you could actually see into the side of the pool, because that looks so cool. But I ended up not using it. I do change it because it just looked a little weird once I put the foundation on the main house, and it just looked better when I changed it. But if you are interested in actually doing that, in case you weren't aware about how to do it, you actually just use the cheat BB dot show hidden objects, and then it actually shows up under foundations. It actually just looks like, you can kind of see on the screen, it was a square gray swatch. That's what it looks like. And it just turns it clear. So then you can actually see through the pool, which could be really neat. So if you want to use that, it's also base game. I don't know, I can't remember if I mentioned it. So everybody can use this. And this is actually the second time I'm recording this voiceover. So I'm sorry if I already forgot about something I did or didn't say. For some reason, my computer swapped to my headset mic, and that's what it recorded my voiceover on and not my regular mic. I don't know why it did that, but anyways, so we're doing this a second time. And so here I'm adding in that huge, gorgeous window we got with that pack. I love it so, so much. It looks so gorgeous and adds such an architectural interest piece to that wall inside. And if you watched my video on actually the overview of this pack, there was a window I wasn't super excited about, but I did use them in this build. They are growing on me, but I put them next to the fireplace because I wanted something there. But that large window was just too big and it wouldn't fit. So I end up also including the bar, the grill, the fireplace, that bench. I put some chairs out here for seating. I didn't put like a dining table out here because I just felt like the chairs looked a lot nicer and cozier than trying to use like a dining table, and your Sims don't actually need a dining table to eat out there, so I figured that would be fine. And I used those new like round end tables, which I love as well, and I sized one down and kind of combined them a little bit so it looks like a really cool funky like coffee table, and I did different colors on them, so again adding just a little bit of interest. And you can see I'm also just messing around so much with the colors of this pool, trying to make it work, but like I said, there's something that was just off, so I do change it to that rock foundation, and I do think it looks a lot better. But I was able to use these gorgeous string lights. I was so excited. I feel like I want to use those all the time, but they just don't fit. Like, it's just not quite the right size, or they just don't look quite right. And so I was able to use them, so I was very excited about that. And I used those new like puck lights that came with the pack as well. So actually even like that item alone is something that you could use, like almost everybody could use, just an awesome puck light. And I don't know if that's what it's called, and that's what it's called in the ceiling, but is that what they're called when they're in the floor? I actually don't know. If you know, let me know down in the comments below. But even if you don't like the other items in the game, or in this pack, like that one would be worth it to me because they are actually really bright and will help brighten up all of those outdoor spaces, because I do try to be mindful of actually it looking nice if your Sims are going to be outside. So I just added a few lights into the pool, and I added that piece, I believe it was from Get Together, at the bottom of the pool. It actually creates little bubbles. I didn't know that. I put it down there because it was stone, but I've not really used that object, but it creates little bubbles in the pool, and I was like, that is so cute. And you can see I'm messing around here with a little bit of landscaping, like what I wanted to do. But honestly, I end up leaving it alone, and then I come back at the very end to add some stuff in because it just felt a little bit empty. And I tried to make sure too that the way this build was facing is that your Sims would be looking at that gorgeous Oasis Springs landscaping from their patio. And I try to keep that in mind in case that's, you know, what you're looking at too when you're playing, and it's just something nice to think about and architecturally. And I tried to keep all of like the windows and doors very like glass and minimalist, like nothing too crazy, because I just felt like that looked really nice for this. And then I did end up putting a chair out on the front porch as well, so your Sims can go hang out there, you know, have a drink, a coffee, read a book, and just like watch Oasis Springs around them. And I end up actually using those chairs several times. So I use them inside on both porches and just kind of all over the place. And I just love that pattern that came on it. And so I'm adding in just a little bit of stone terrain paint on the ground there, and just some cacti and rocks, and trying to keep it to a minimum, but I wanted, you know, just a little bit of pizzazz there. And I wanted to add like a tree over in the corner, but I want it to look good in the surroundings. So I actually pulled the tree that's actually over to the right in the landscaping of Oasis Springs. I got it out of Debug. You may be able to find it in the regular catalog, but honestly, there's so many trees in the catalog that I just instead went to Debug and base game and found it there, and sized it down a little bit so it would fit well. And then just trying to fit everything into this layout here. I did the bathroom over in the corner, and then I ended up having just an archway into the bedroom, and the bedroom is actually what leads out to that porch. And I thought that just looked so nice. Like you would hang out on your bed and you could like see out to all of that awesome landscaping. So I guess it's a pretty open floor plan. You can of course put a door there if you'd like to. I just liked the open like feeling of having that archway there. And then for this kitchen here, I end up taking out the bar and putting in like a high top table, because I really wanted to use the bar stools that came with this pack, but for some reason it just looked so bulky having like so much counter space over there. So I just swapped it out, and honestly it also was like also allowed me to add in an extra chair, so there's more space for your Sims to sit. And I did put the stove next to the fridge, which is a little bit unusual for me. I don't know why, but it's just something that I don't usually do. And I don't know why, I just like don't feel like it looks quite right, but here that's kind of where it fit, because I wanted to make sure that I was able to put like a hood over it. So that's just where it fit. And then I did go back and forth a lot about this living space here and how I wanted it set up. And under this window, I wanted to put in a bookcase, which I don't actually decide on at this moment. I do add one in a little bit later. And it's so funny, actually, after I finished the build and uploaded it, I actually remembered that the desert kit came with a bookcase or like a cabinet that would have looked so good there, but I forgot it existed. And so if you've ever tried to categorize the items in the game by pack, you can usually just check it off and say, oh, I want to see stuff from Dine Out or City Living or whatever. But when it comes to kits, it literally is just check, I want to see everything from all of the kits. So it was a little bit frustrating trying to find the items that were just from the Desert Luxe pack, because they were combined with everything else. So I think I just missed that bookcase. I wish we had the ability to actually choose which kits we wanted to see, but nevertheless, here we are. And I was so excited to be able to use these new gorgeous curtains that we got with this pack. Love them so much. Also, I feel like such a versatile item that could be used in all kinds of builds, especially because it came with that little track piece. And I'm so excited about that, because I feel like I always put curtains up and I'm like, you'll just pretend that they pull shut and ta-da, but this actually makes it look like you can, like your Sims would actually pull them together. And I think that's so great. And I am curious if it could be combined with like others to look, you know, kind of normal. And I was so excited, like I used it over that counter there. I used a shorter curtain, but then instead of having to cover up that whole window with curtains, I just put one up and put the track on the other side, so it looks like, oh, your Sim could just close it, you know? So it gives you the visual of having curtains without actually having to cover up the whole entire window, if that makes sense. And then just at this point, just adding in some clutter here in the main living space. I didn't put too much, and I tried to choose things very specifically for this space, just some of those warm natural colors. And then to be honest, that like striped rug, I didn't think I was going to use it, but I really liked it here. I've actually never used that swatch in that rug before, but I think it actually was very nice in this home. And so I just added kind of an eclectic wall here with that clock and the mirror. And I also added some just little things to this. And these cabinets are the upper cabinets to those Jungle Adventure kitchen cabinets that I'm using. So that is a tip if you want to make like your own custom like TV entertainment center. You can just use the upper cabinets and kind of create something that's a little more custom. I wish we had stuff in The Sims that's like that, like wall mounted cabinetry, but we don't, so you can kind of make your own out of just other pieces in the game. But I thought that looked really nice and helped tie in the kitchen to the living space and made it all very cohesive. And then I end up, for the bedroom, I do end up getting that gorgeous like canopy bed. And would it still be considered canopy? No, I don't think so. There's not actually a canopy, a 4-poster bed, kind of. Anyways, whatever that bed is called, it had those really nice sheer curtains on it, which I felt like really matched the curtains that came with this pack, so I was so excited. And then just thinking, like I said earlier, you could just relax and just hang out and have that gorgeous view. Like I loved that so much. And then I did end up actually using that like cement bench that's outside. I put it at the end of the bed as well. And then just putting in some small dressers here. And then, because I felt like having that big bulky dresser over there, I just didn't like the way it looked. And so I changed them out for some smaller ones. And so just adding a few pieces of clutter here and there, just making it look like it was lived in. And then we do add over in one of the corners a chair, and the other corner just like a plant, so you can go and like your Sims can hang out in that bedroom. But this is actually a very spacious bedroom. It's very huge. You could easily like shrink this home down if you wanted to. And it is available on the Sims 4 gallery under my ID, Spice and Sprinkles, all lowercase, all one word, and down in the description if you want to see it spelled out. And of course, as always, you can download it and do whatever you want with it. It doesn't hurt my feelings. You know, enjoy it however you want to use it. And then for the bathroom, I do end up taking that bathtub out and just putting it in a shower because I just felt like it fit better with that big window we had there. And I really wish though we had some other like shower tub combos, maybe a more modern look. I feel like we don't have too many of those because I was tempted to use one, but none of them felt like they would really match very well. And I feel like it's been a while since we've gotten one of those, so I would like another one. But I mean, I would always like more items, just always. So that doesn't really like mean too much. But then using just those gorgeous curtains again and just adding a little bit of clutter in here. And then I will be going outside and adding some landscaping around the pool to help tie in the front to the back and just making it look really cohesive. And I think that helped a lot because I felt like the pool, it was just very empty over there. But we are nearing the end of this video, so if you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more like it. And as always, leave comments down below of stuff you want to see, and I would love to read through those. And I hope you have a really sweet day. Bye, everybody.